How could you argue with such logic, thought Cohn. He was already figuring how the new building will increase his prices. Actually, with a few cents extra, he can make a neat profit. So it will cost a few dollars more. How could you? The political system and the economic system are intertwined. They each work for the mutual efficiency and satisfaction of all, said Chang. Had all the answers. Cohn could feel his bulbous hemorrhoids receding. He felt better already. In fact, he was somewhat relieved to have the course of events safely in the hands of one who understood the system so well. Cohn, you need a contractor. But I already have a contractor. What am I going to do with Donovan and his goddamn sons? You still don't understand. Donovan does his job, and he does it well. After all, he has a lot of experience. He builds the buildings, gets the plumbers, the electricians, but you need a contractor for the others. The others? Of course. The sanitation department, the sewer department, the traffic department. I am offering the services of a political contractor who will handle the whole job. For how much? 10% of the entire cost is the usual fee. I believe this addition is going to run into the neighborhood of $400,000. That will be $40,000. With a bit of fast addition, Cohn could see that this wasn't too bad. After all, Donovan had wanted $420 for the job, and after hard bargaining, he had gotten the lower price. Suppose he had been a Schlemiel and made the $420. So it's close to the same thing. Of course, we have a special package that includes the inspectors. The inspectors? Well, you have to be inspected by the building department, the health department, the fire department. Oh my God, the rectal pain started over again. And Cohen's hip began to act up. How much? Well, it's not too bad. It will cost an additional 5%. But this is a special package that will pay for itself. Pay for itself? Cohen began to feel foolish, repeating the successive statements of Chang. But he couldn't seem to help himself. You see, in this package we include the city assessor. The new assessment rate will increase your property taxes by $7,000 a year. We will arrange to lower your assessment to an additional $3,000 a year. In 5 years, the added package is paid off. After that, we'll see. If efficiency was a criterion of good government, Cohn would have cast his vote with Chang at that moment. Amazing, he thought. This guy has everything figured out. The rewards of the office of assistant commissioner became painfully evident. Cohn thought of the building going up in the city. What a deal! No wonder this guy worked so hard to get it to this position. Cohn reached for his checkbook. I suppose the blonde outside is the cashier. Oh, no. You will be notified as to where and how to provide payment. Cohn sat back for a moment and sighed deeply. He'd moved from Brooklyn to this. He glanced slowly at Chang, amazed at the way the system was organized. The Chinaman in the center of the operation seemed appropriate to all he had heard and read about Asian societies. The dollar opened doors everywhere. But why the hell did I have to move to Cincinnati? Chang extended his hand. The meeting was over. Cohn rose and with the usual formalities sat at the back of the door. His hemorrhoid fully receded, he was prepared to face the prospects of an expanded business. What a system, he thought. He was partway through the door when he turned slowly and faced Chang. About the 12 cartons of trash. Oh, that's a Chang. Just slipped the sanitation driver a C note. Okay. Chapter 2 is a chapter of which there are multiple definitions of the terms to be used in the subsequent chapters. The definitions consist of the explanation of the word, the sense of the word, and how it's used in common usage. So let's start. Number one, the word is corrupt. From the Latin, cor, heart, and rupt, break. Literally, to break one's heart. The sense of the word is to strive through hard work to accomplish great ends through diligence. Common usage, however, is usually attributed to a more dependent portion of the male anatomy, as to break one's balls. Corruptor is the second word. One who corrupts, necessitating great scheming to attain noble ends. The corruptor is by definition always of a higher social standing than the corruptee. Otherwise, we have bribery. The act of bribing, from the Old English bribery, a form of poisonous berry grown around castles. Sense, to give a gift to attain personal advancement. This is tried by one of low social standing to a higher authority, usually greeted with disdain. In Old England, usually met by forcing the bribery down the bloke's throat at the castle door. Democracy, from the Latin demo, to show, and crescere, which means cracks. This usually refers to a form of government in which everybody is convinced will crack up at any minute, and is usually trying to change. The sense, a form of government which allows its constituents to continually ask for change. Common usage, a place where having money is not that bad, and everyone thinks he may have some someday. Social class, the social strata which determines where to shop for one's clothes. This can be defined by a formula, which gives the ratio of service to tips consistently at any good restaurant. The higher the ratio, the higher the social class to which one belongs. It is evident by the definition that one cannot buy his way into an upper or higher social class. On the contrary, the determination is made for him by any competent head waiter. Society, everybody else. Incorruptible person, a good government advocate who failed political science in college. Power, the ability to corrupt. In a free society, the term more power to you is the highest form of good wishes one can muster, a quantum leap over have a nice day. Taxes, from the Hebrew tachas, referring to certain anatomical region exposed as one reaches under his robe to get at his money belt. A form of tribute, which over the years has come to define social class structure. The worse the financial burden, the lower the social class. Ultimately, the highest classes merely display their tachas at the tax collector, having no financial burden at all. Tax shelter, also from the Hebrew, referring to a robe with hidden pockets, which protected one's tachas from the tax collectors. To cover one's ass, sense. Common usage, making the government your business partner. Legislature, derived from the Latin, legitimus, the true or right, slater, slate or roster. Sense, the roster of the right, referring to people of the right breeding, not needing employment for financial needs. Parliament, from the Latin parlere, to speak, without, mentatus, think. A place where speaking without thinking is commonplace. Common usage, exactly. Congress. We know that the con means against. Gress means activity. So Congress is against activity. That's different from progress, which is for activity. Government. From the Neanderthal grave men. Certain individuals too incompetent for daily tasks were given the job of burying those members of the tribe bitten by a saber-toothed tiger. They subsequently demanded official burying places, better thoroughfares for dragging off dead bodies, and uniforms, thus being the first government. Sense, an organization of garbage collectors. Common usage, with law degrees. We shall return.